Welcome back, guys. We're got the old combine out. We just started cutting soybeans. I'm on the first round here in this field. They're plenty dry. They're a hair under 12, pretty consistent, and they just don't seem to be piling up very much. But I'm hoping that's just the first round around the field kind of deal. But either way, we better get after it. Said it before, for those of y'all that watched me last year, beans are hard to judge on yield, but I don't believe these are going to turn out worth crap. It looks like there's a lot of beans here, and I've done stopped 3 times and got out and walked around and checked. Look, I ain't losing hardly any, but they sure don't seem to be piling up too quick. As long as I make 50 bushel, I'll come out. It always helps to make a little extra. Looking behind me there, but we're full up. I ain't made it all the way around quite wide, but my buddy just got here with the truck, so I'm just going to leave this one side, go over and dump. I've done got more in here than I really wanted anyway, because we can't bring a truck into this field because there's a little old ditch you got to cross. Kind of twist this old combine across it, so I try not to fill it too full, but I kind of sort of almost overdone it. But either way, we'll get over here, dump this load, come back, try to cut another, and if everything will stick together. I don't know, maybe they're making more than I think they are. That was a pretty good pile of beans for a round and a half, or round and 3/4, whatever you want to call it. Maybe they'll turn out all right, I don't know. The thing you always got to remember when you first start, you're getting the longest rows of the field, so it's just downhill from there. Either way, we'll find out soon enough. This is where it'd be kind of nice to have one of them yield monitor things that these guys with newer machines have, where you could at least get a pretty good idea. Well, we pretty much got a full hopper again. I'm gonna cut back down these point rows there, and we'll just go ahead and unload. Go back to the other side of the field on them longer rows. I don't think we can ever get a whole truckload cut this evening. It's done later than I thought it was. It's 3:30, so I don't know. We'll run to a game, but I doubt we get a load's worth this evening. Hoppers there filled that trailer up more than I thought they would. Of course, I think that hopper bottom's only 36 foot or something. It's a shorter one, so it kind of seems to me like you maybe can't get 1,000 bushel of beans on it, but maybe you can. I can't remember. But I believe dark will catch us. The dark and the dew will catch us before we worry about running out of trailer, but maybe not. It would be nice to get it loaded so he can take them off in the morning and not have to miss an afternoon of cutting, because I'm afraid that's what'll end up happening, that I'll have to wait to dinner tomorrow to cut more and finish loading it. Then you just lose the whole afternoon because I ain't got no other truck. And I hate to dump them in wagons and trucks and stuff, just to have to move them back over, because it ain't rained here a couple of weeks again, and they ain't giving no rain, so I ain't got to be in too big a hurry. But at the same time, these beans are drying out, drier and drier every day, so I guess I kind of am in a hurry. But either way, we just dumped our third hopper full up there a minute ago. The front hopper on the truck's pretty well full, so I've probably got enough back there now to finish filling that front hopper. We might actually get her loaded if we can keep up this pace. I believe dark's gonna catch us, and I ain't got but one light. You can tell these beans are already getting a little damp. They're not feeding the best, and rumbling the rotor a little bit too. But I may try to go ahead and run another hopper and see. Well, I don't think one more won't feel it, but I may just go ahead and try it anyway. I believe I'm going to quit. I ain't going to have the truck loaded, but it's just about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to dark, and all that dust hanging in there, you'd think these things would still be dry, but they ain't. They're bunching up in the head. They're starting to pull the old girl down pretty hard, so I just soon lose a little time as plug the old girl up, because I really don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna go up here and dump what I've got in here in the truck, quit for tonight. Kind of hate that, because all I'm gonna be able to do tomorrow afternoon is just finish loading the truck, which ain't gonna be but 2 hoppers at the most. But because my buddy that owns the truck, he's chopping silage, so he won't be able to just take off and take it. But that's just the way it is, because he said he'd take it early in the morning, but I hate to, because I don't think there's going to be 3 loads worth. So I think the best thing to do is just quit before I plug this thing up, load the truck, get a good load on it tomorrow, and then hopefully the day after next we can finish it and get it all on 2 loads. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, I don't know. We'll find out in 2 days, I guess. Alright guys, we're back again today. We're gonna check oil and crank this old girl and let her warm up a little bit, and then we'll get to cutting. We ain't gonna get to cut much. I ain't got a whole lot of room left on the trailer, but either way, we'll be getting a little something done. Well, we got her oiled up, cranked. In case y'all didn't know, if y'all got one of these combines, if you'll swing that auger out just a little bit like that, you can just pour the oil straight in it out of a bucket. It's a whole lot easier messing with a funnel and whatnot. But I'm not as smart as most. It took me a while to figure that out, but anyhow. We'll let her warm up here 15 minutes or something, and we'll set in and see what happens. Here we go. We can't get a whole lot more on there. Hush up. I guess I'm gonna go down here and run a few of these point rows and maybe round this tail end of the trailer up a little more, and I guess that'll be about it for today. how much more to cut, because I don't really want to leave nothing piled up in the combine if I can help it. There ain't no chance of rain till Saturday, and today's Wednesday. But you just don't ever know what kind of something's gonna happen. I guess we'll just cut a pretty good amount. Or not a pretty good amount, we'll just cut some. Go dump in there, call it good. That's about all I know to do. Well, I reckon my spreader drive, or whatever you want to call it back there, them little bevel gears, I reckon one of them's stripped out or something, because it throwed the belt off and plugged the tail end of this thing up with just beam fodder. And of course I done went a pretty good ways. I looked in the mirror and seen it wasn't slinging nothing. But we got it all cleaned out, and we got enough beans in the hopper to finish the truck. So I'm gonna go up here and dump him in it, and then take his sheet metal off the back end and see if I can figure out exactly what's going on, because I don't want this thing. I don't want to be leaving windrows. That's where we're at. We're back. We had to miss a day between hauling that load over there off, and then I ended up completely rebuilding them spreaders on the back, all new bearings and everything. They were all shot, but we got that all fixed up, and we got help today, little Shane here. So we're gonna see if we can't knock this other 16 acres out and be done. I done a very hurried job of washing the windshield. I washed it up to, you can see, on the outside. I thought that was up high enough, but it ain't really. But now I can at least see the head good, so that's all that matters. There ain't much to run over, but of course, like usual, we got 2 days of, or a really good chance of 2 days of rain after today, so that's the reason I'm kind of in a rush here. I want to get these beans out and done, over with. Just one less thing to worry about. Well, we've made it a few hundred feet here. Y'all can see there's a bunch of spots that's still green stems, and the dew is still on just a little bit. It's only, I don't even know if it's 11 o'clock yet. But I just stopped, checked the grain moisture. I tested it 4 times at 12.8 twice, 12.9, and 13. So they're right on the money where I want them to be. It's rough going. It's pulling old girl pretty hard because even what ain't green, the dew's still on, so it's just making them tough, and they're not wanting to feed. I may end up just having to quit and wait an hour. I don't know. We're gonna try to at least get around, see what happens. We got pretty well a hopper full enough we can't go around again on 2 rounds around that field. Little man's, he's fell out on us. I'd say he'll probably sleep the rest of the day. I don't know. You always think they'd be tickled to death to come ride with you, but they usually don't last for about 15 minutes and they're asleep. But anyhow, I can't remember if I already said or not, but what we hauled off yesterday, there's still an acre and a half standing in this other field, but just guessing acreage, this come out to like a 60 bushel average. And by what I'm seeing out of this other bottom, I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be closer to 50. there's our second hopper full. It started kicking them out a little bit better, but the problem is that bottom, you run out of long rows pretty quick. So it's one of them fields that'll fool you, because right when you think it's getting good, you get in them short rows and realize it really ain't. But either way, we'll keep on going, see what we get done. Got it down to the point rows over here in the corner. We've about got this at wolf, and we just like it. That other little corner over in that other bottom, about an acre and a half at the most. So we're gonna end up with pretty close to another truckload. Well, that's it for this field for this year. Run up here at the truck, dump this load. Then we'll run down there and finish that other little spot up. That'll be it for all the beans for this year. Alrighty guys, here we are a few days later. We got the soybeans done. And I'm sorry, I didn't get to film as much of the old combines I want to. It's hard to film a lot of this stuff when you're the only person and you're running the equipment. And I was rushed, and so I didn't take time to film a lot of the stuff I wanted to. But anyway, that second bottom of beans down there wasn't much account. They really drug the average down. They ended up at like 55.6 bushels an acre, which ain't very good at all, but I guess pretty good for the year, considering that they were planted the end of May and then it didn't rain from the end of July on, so, or the middle of July, sometime in there. But either way, the top part of the plant's just little pods, little tiny like BB size beans, just like last year. But that's just part of it. We'll make a little money, enough to do it again next year, so I guess that's good. But either way, that'll be all for this one, and I just want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.